Good morning. It is 6 a.m. here in Krypton. Alright, I'm gonna get a live out of the way. I don't usually do lives this early or in this portion of the week unless I got an interview. I don't normally do them, but I'm doing this one because more than likely tomorrow I won't be able to upload anything until very late in the day. So I'll try to get as much done today as possible. I was goody intangible. Are you tanging? Are you being tangible? And I just wanted to shoot shit about a few subjects that I see a lot of people are reacting to. Concha was goody goody. Tone was goody goody. Ivan was goody goody. David was goody goody. Danny Davis, my guy, was goody goody. And there's a few things that I wanted to talk about. George was goody, was rocking. A few things I wanted to talk about real quick because a lot of people are reacting to, I'll just cover a few subjects real quick. This isn't going to be a long live because I still want to have enough room to do a video, edit it, upload it, all that stuff. I'm just getting certain stuff out the way today because I may not have the time to do it tomorrow. So the first subject that I wanted to talk about was Jake Paul's pay-per-view buys and how you have people now that are trying to say that because he sold 1.4, 1.5, or even 2 million, that somehow that makes him the cash cow of boxing. And my reaction to that is no, he's not the cash cow of boxing because he sells 1.4, 1.5, or even 2 million pay-per-view buys. And the reason he's not is because he already had a following before he started boxing. He came into boxing with that following. So boxing did not make him famous. And boxing fans are not the ones buying those pay-per-views. They're not the ones buying his fight. I could tell you I didn't buy his fight. I would like all of you guys to answer this question in the comments. Did you buy his fight? Did you buy Jake Paul versus Ben Askren? Never mind if you saw it. Did you buy it? Because that'll prove the point. The people that are interested in what he's doing are not really me and you. The people that are spending money to see him do whatever it is he's doing are not me and you. And because it's not me and you, and because he came into this sport in a manner of speaking with this following already, no, he could sell 3 million pay-per-view buys. That wouldn't make him the face of boxing because boxing fans don't watch him. Boxing fans don't spend money to see him. Boxing fans are not going to fill Allegiant Stadium to see a Jake Paul fight. Boxing fans are not going to go to AT&T Stadium to watch a Jake Paul. Like, they're not. The ones that are going to go and the ones that are interested in him is youth culture. Kids that watch a lot of internet, kids that be on World Star, kids, hip hop culture, youth culture, internet culture, things like that. Like, you talking about people that watch TikTok videos. I could tell you I don't even have TikTok. Like, I don't have that app. So the type of people that are pouring money into Jake Paul, it's not me and you. Me and you are boxing fans. And me and you as boxing fans, we don't spend money to see this guy. All right, the one spending money to see him is the youth. So he could sell 1.5. He could sell 2.5. He could do whatever he do on pay-per-view. Those are not boxing fans spending that money. That's the people that was already following him before he even came into the sport, because he came into the sport with a big social media following on YouTube, on Instagram, on Twitter. These is people that was already following him. That's not me and you spending that money on this dude. I was goody, Audi was goody, Alexander. Sí, yo duermo, manín, pero yo me despierto tempranito en la mañana. Eso es el cuerpo mío que me despierta tempranito. Well, we only watched him because he was... But did you spend money on it is the question. It's not a question of if you watched it. Anybody can watch it. Did you spend money on it? Because if you didn't spend money on it and you're a boxing fan, then how could he be the face of boxing? If it's Canelo, for example, who's regarded as the face of boxing, when people pay for Canelo, they're not paying for a YouTuber versus a celebrity or an MMA guy. They're paying for boxing. The people the 40,000 people that's paying to see him unify a title with Billy Joe Saunders down there in wherever the fuck it is. I forget. I'm old. It's early. Those are boxing fans. That's people that watch boxing, that follow Canelo. That's who's spending that money. That's how you know he's the face of boxing, because when it comes down to boxing, this is the guy that sells the most money. Now, Jake Paul, the people spending money on him, they're not spending money on no boxing match. How interested are you in boxing when your level of interest is to see a YouTuber fight a wrestler? Like, Jake Paul going to troll the sport of boxing until, because yeah, he might. I mean, he might. He might. You know what I mean? Like, but the important thing is when I see people try to say that, oh, well, he sold this many pay-per-views, so he's the face of boxing. That's not me and you buying that fight. Me and you are boxing fans. The people in these comments, they're boxing fans. The people on other YouTube channels, they're boxing fans. How many of those people spent their money to see him? Because near as I could tell, the only people that's interested in Jake Paul is the people that was already interested in him before he even put on boxing gloves. Before that, he already had all of them people on the hook. He already had them. So it's like, you got to pay attention to stuff like that. Where is the money coming from? And what kind of cards are these? Because near as I could tell, you're not boxing with boxers. You boxing with wrestlers and basketball players. That's boxing? All right. Sugar Hill didn't get fired, bro. I don't know why people thought that, but Sugar Hill didn't get fired. If you look, he's in Las Vegas with Tyson Fury right now starting camp. I might not like Jake Paul. I love seeing MMA fans. That's the other thing. The MMA fans are super mad right now because they know in the back of their minds, and they feel it in their chest, they know that no matter how you try to slice it, you had an experienced mixed martial artist. We're to believe, and I said this in the last video I did, one of the last ones, if we're to believe that mixed martial artists have to prepare themselves for more than just jabs and right hands and right crosses, and if we're to believe that these mixed martial artists have to have a level of readiness for not just these two, but your other extremities and grappling. If we're to believe that, right? All right, let's say we believe that. Then how come Ben Askren couldn't slip a punch from Jake Paul? Jake Paul ain't no MMA fighter. And he ain't no real boxer. Come on now. He ain't like he was in the nationals and the regionals and the Olympic qualifiers. This is a YouTuber with money who could pay for good sparring. So you tell me if it's the way that they say it is, because it's all based on what they say, what they tell us as boxing fans. If this dude has to have a level of readiness, even if he can't punch worth a damn, right? Because Ben is a wrestler. All right, he can't punch worth a damn. He can't slip worth a damn either. Can't stay off the line worth a damn either. Because we're to believe, based on what we're told, that, oh, with mixed martial arts, it's more dangerous because you got to worry about kicks and elbows and joint locks and four-figure leg locks and butt-naked somersaults. Like, bro, like, that's the shit that y'all say. Y'all say it's more dangerous, even though I know it's not based on medical journals. There's more brain damage in boxing than there is in MMA by far. Snoop Dogg bet $2 million on Jake. Yeah. Now, how you think it looks for Dana that one of Dana's old fighters got his ass beat by a YouTuber? What kind of advertisement is that? If this dude was fighting in the octagon, he getting busy, he win some, he lose some, but he getting busy. He goes in there with a YouTuber, gets knocked out in the first round. How it look? What message does that send? In truth, Daniel Dunderhead Dubois couldn't slip a jab from Juggernaut. Nobody could throw a jab. How many rounds? Remember, how many rounds did it take before Daniel, submitted? He was throwing heavy shots. It's not like it was one way. Him and Joe was going at it. They was going at it. Ben, he came out there like this, B. Oh, shit. He came out there like John L. Sullivan, like, put him up. You want to fight? You're not going to tell me, you just can't sell me that dream that, oh, there's this level of readiness, this readiness that they got to watch out for the kicks and the punches and the somersaults, and they got to defend against takedowns. And, yo, a YouTuber beat you, bro. Yeah, you couldn't use your legs. He couldn't use his legs either, though. A YouTuber still beat you. So, You know what I'm saying? I was good at Ebo. Ty was good. Ivan was good. Exactly, Ivan. Better be successful YouTuber and beat MMA guys. It's like you can't sell that dream. You cannot sell that this is so much more difficult and there has to be so much more readiness for this than that, when if that's true, that will prepare you for this. If you got to defend against kicks, if you got to defend against punches, if you got to defend against takedowns, your readiness should translate into the ring. But Ben, he had a record of 19 wins and 2 losses, only 2 losses or something like that. He had like a good number of fights. And you telling me that because a YouTuber gets off a jab right hand, and that was it. Like, oh, and you know, I was talking to a guy was real mad. He was real upset yesterday. He was super mad, MMA fan. Boxing is a shitty sport. Is it? Your sport is dead. I'm like, bro, if my sport is dead, then why do your fucking fighters keep coming to my sport? Why do your fighters need to come to my sport to make money? If my sport was the one that's dead, we'd be coming to you. Jake Paul versus Khabib Nurmagomedov. A kid who learned how to box 3 weeks. Yo, it's real rap, bruh. What do you make of Jake Paul saying, if you got CTE fighting a basketball player and another YouTuber like yourself, you really shouldn't be boxing. He don't have CTE. He said that to seem cool and sacrificial. Like, you know, when you're trying to get a joint attention, so you start saying stupid shit like, yeah, I was in the wars. That's the dumb shit he doing. It looks like a staged box. Nah, that right hand didn't look staged, bro. I'm being honest. That right hand, it didn't look staged. Now, I don't know. I'm not going to be dismissive because the smartest thing you can do is say that, hey, you know what? I don't really know. Maybe it was staged. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe Ben did get hit and he did get dropped, but he decided, oh, well, I mean, I'm going to get the same money whether I get up or stay down. So what the hell I look like working hard for? The knee will still look worse, though. Come on, Ben is a terrible bro. You can't keep telling me that. It's not. You can't sell me that dream. You cannot sell me that dream. That this requires more readiness than that. But you can't slip the most basic combination in all of boxing, the jab right hand. You couldn't slip it. But you're supposedly coming from a more dangerous sport that involves using all of your extremities and joint locks. And a basic 1-2, not from a skilled professional, not from a true blue fighter or a guy with a deep amateur background, a straight 1-2 from a YouTuber. You didn't see that coming. And look how he had he was like this, B. I thought I was watching the Kumite. Heart's on fire. I'm gonna push it over the wire. Who's seen Bloodsport? Time to come. Already won. Use Cunningham versus Mir as an example then. Well, Frank Mir had a weight advantage that you don't see in organized sports, because in organized sports there are divisions. So talk about that. Frank Mir had how many pounds on Steve Cunningham? Would that happen in a boxing match? If they were fighting as cruiserweights, would Frank Mir have that weight advantage? Taking hold of every moment, give us by the breath of life. I know y'all seen Bloodsport. Don't act like that's not y'all movie. We men, we love that movie. That's one of the best fighting movies that ever got made, and that shit is dumb old. You are next. Ben Askren fans, yeah, like the shit is that if we're to believe that the level of readiness that we're told, because I don't watch that shit. Like, honest to God, I'm not into that watching motherfuckers roll around the floor and wrap themselves around each other, and Usman got Masvidal on the cage trying to step on his toe. I don't watch that shit, bro. That's not entertaining. So if you telling me that, yo, this is more difficult than that, because this requires a level of readiness to where you're not just defending against punches, you're defending against kicks and takedowns. And I'm walking around with that impression. I'm gonna ask myself, looking at Ben, yo, how the fuck did he make it in the cage? He can't slip or even block a 1-2 from a YouTuber. That's not an Olympian in there with him. That's not some guy who won the Golden Gloves or something like that. That's a YouTuber, bruh. That's a YouTuber. Another example is Nikki. Yeah, but kickboxing translates into boxing, with the difference being that where you're going to be squared up for kickboxing, you're going to give them that angle for boxing. Time and time again, we've seen that kickboxing, it does translate into boxing in both men's and women's boxing. For example, Emma Gongora, French kickboxer that transitioned to boxing, she gave an Olympic gold medalist in what's this girl's name, man? Estelle Yoka. She gave Estelle Yoka fits, and that was a kickboxer. Chris Paynow. Chris Paynow gave Conor Ben. He gave him fits. Nikki Holskin, and the shit is, these is people that come from a combat background, right? Jake Paul don't come from a combat background, so you cannot use that as a parallel when he don't got the same experience as Emma Gongora. He don't got the same experiences as Chris Paynow. He don't got the same experience as Nikki Holskin. He about to fight this dude, John Wayne Paul, another old school kick. But like, if you follow kickboxing, you gonna know them names. Yeah, Holly Holm was a kickboxer. You keep saying that, but you making excuses, bro. I'm not saying that he's a striker. I'm saying that he's in the octagon with other strikers. So if I'm supposed to believe that MMA gets you ready for all this different stuff, you can't sit here making excuses for him. I'm not saying that he's a striker. I'm saying that he's been in there with strikers. That's what I'm saying. So if this sport requires a level of readiness, right, that you have to be ready for strikers. You have to be ready for guys that are going to punch, guys that are going to kick, guys that are going to elbow, guys that are going to knee you. You have to be ready for guys that are going to try to take you to the ground. You got to be ready for all of that. If I'm to believe that that's the level of readiness that they have, then you tell me why Ben can't slip a shot from a YouTuber. That's not a professional fighter. That's a YouTuber. That's what that is. His 2 professional fights are not against professional fighters. Now, Ben, you are a professional fighter. You have been in there with people that fight for a living. So it don't look good that you eat a right hand from a YouTuber and yo, he fell over like a sack of potatoes. That's wild. Yeah, I'll fight you, bro. I'll cut down. What's your division, yo? Deep down. Nah, I wanted Ben to win. If you want my honestly, I wanted Ben to win, and I wanted him to win big so that this will stop. Because right now, which goes back to what I was talking about earlier, because he's having success, you have trolls in boxing. There's trolls in every sport, really. But because he's having success, now you got idiots trying to say, oh, well, he's the face of boxing, when boxing fans don't buy his fights. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to ask all of you, which one of you guys in the comments bought his fight? Because from what I see, the people that buy his fights and be worried about him and all of that, those is not boxing fans. Those is the same people that he already had following him. That's who bought it. Before he started boxing, he had over 1 million subscribers on YouTube and 1 million followers on Instagram and 1 million followers on Twitter before he started boxing. So from what I see, you can't be the face of boxing when the boxing fans don't fucking follow you. Like, I didn't buy your fucking fight. I don't know if y'all bought it. I know I ain't buy that shit. Yo, the best part about that Triller show was Doja Cat's hot thighs, bro. That was the only thing I paid attention to. Like real shit. Like, oh, and Oscar was lit. Oscar was lit. Bro, right now, what you're doing, peep how you sound. Peep how you sound. You making excuses for a trained professional fighter and why he lost to a YouTuber. There's no excuses to make, bro. I'm sorry, it's not. It's not. And that's not me being petty and trying to take the piss. That's just reality. Ben is a trained professional fighter. Even if he's specific to a field, he still has to be able to defend himself against punches, right? He still has to be able to defend himself against kicks and takedowns. So there's already going to be a level of muscle memory that's supposed to be there. I'm not telling you I expect him to be nice with his hands. I'm saying that I expect a level of defense because, well, you be in there with people that kick. Even if you don't kick, you be in there with people that kick. You be in there with people that punch. You be in there with people that's going to try to right cross you and try to jab you and all of that. And the first one, too, you boop, right over. Look like he never fought a day in his life. Hey, yo, remember, he tried to get Conor. Before he landed on Ben, he was calling out Conor. Before he landed on Ben, Conor didn't want to know, yo. Conor didn't want to know. He don't want to know about them Jake Paul hands. He don't want to know. Ben has been a laughingstock since Masvidal took him out. Paycheck, plain and simple. Masvidal is a trained fighter that has been fighting for years, not just in the octagon, but in the streets. He is not the parallel for Jake Paul. Y'all got to stop bringing up shit that happened as a reason that, oh, Ben could get his ass beat by YouTubers now. No, that should not be happening. In an octagon or a boxing ring, that still should not be happening. Honestly, it shouldn't. Anyone watching the news right now, what the hell is happening with football? I don't know. Conor is about 40 pounds lighter. Floyd was lighter than Conor. Stop making excuses. This is what I mean. MMA fans, I know you were MMA fan because I read your comments, don't ask me. I know that you rock with that shit. Like, I know you do because I notice you keep making excuses. Floyd was lighter than Conor the night of the fight. Why are you making excuses for a trained professional to lose to a YouTuber? We're not talking about somebody that was out here shooting the shit. We talking about a YouTuber, bruh. That's what we talking about. New European Super League. Yo, Red Catch was wild, bruh. What happened with Red Catch was wild. That was wild. They got the European Super League now, yo. It's a wrap over there. It's gonna be a lot of angry football hooligans. That's one of my favorite movies, by the way. Green Street Hooligans. Billy Dunham. Jake Paul needs to fight Charlie Zelenoff. I'm with it. You know how many pay-per-views that would sell? And that's my point. Do you know how many pay-per-views Jake Paul versus Charlie Zelenoff would sell? A lot of people would buy that fight, and most of them would not be boxing fans. Like, I'm not gonna spend money on bullshit. You see what I'm saying? I'm not. Like, nah, I'm good. You could let them kids buy that shit. The ones that, they watch your channel and all of that. I'm not even subscribed to that cat, bro. That's what I mean, Jed. That's not a fighter. Like, nah, you got Michael Hunter and you got a lot of guys, a lot of real fighters saying that, nah, Jake is serious, man. He take the training serious, man. Bruh, I know what y'all doing. I know what y'all doing. I already see that. But you're not gonna convince me, bro, because he fought a basketball player and a youth. Nah, bro. I know what y'all doing. Y'all, I mean, I ain't gonna say nothing because I don't judge, but I know what y'all doing. I can see what y'all doing. Real rap, B. Jake Paul versus Charlie Zelenoff does numbers. That does numbers. People would pay. People would pay to see Charlie Zelenoff get his ass beat. They would pay. They would pay. Maybe not me, but people that watch a lot of internet, they'll pay. I'm saying that you making it about Frank Mir and Steve Cunningham when Frank Mir and Steve Cunningham don't have shit to do with what I'm talking about. Does Jake Paul have the level of expertise as Steve Cunningham in a boxing ring? Is that what we doing? Because when I'm talking about Jake and Ben, I'm talking about a YouTuber and a trained fighter, not a boxer who's a trained fighter and Frank Mir who's also a trained fighter. No, Jake Paul is not that dude is not like a for real fighter. So you can't give me these examples of people that come from combat and what, they supposed to be him? No. He called out Tommy Fury would KO his YouTube. Who fights? Man, Wilder gonna fuck around and fight him. Those are dudes that don't care about their legacy. They only care about the bag, which allows us to move into the next part of our conversation. The Charlo stuff. Now, y'all that keep up with Twitter, yesterday, Jermel Charlo was trying to defend his brother on Twitter, and it's all sucker shit. Stop making excuses for shit, bro, because you're not doing good if you fighting Juan Montiel. Don't try to act like, yeah, Andre is not doing great because he can't get the big fights. He's a 2-division champion, and he can't seem to get the big fights. But, motherfucker, you can't get the big fights neither. You ain't got a Canelo fight. You ain't got a Gennady Golovkin fight. The last dope fight you had really was the Williams fight because it's a lot of motherfuckers like me that like, yo, you beat Sergey after Danny beat him, after Gennady Golovkin beat him, and then he took a year off after that. So I'm supposed to be high off for you because you came in after them and beat him? Nah. Nick Diaz, who has a great boxing base for an MMA fighter, the main reason why everyone is laughing is because of the hostile. Yeah, legit, bro. Honestly, George, that's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. They the ones like, yo, I don't have no desire to bother them. Like, enjoy your sport. If you like to watch that shit, I don't care. But they always come to boxing fans and they always saying shit about boxing. Like yesterday, it was a whole argument. I'm like, yo, stop telling me about how MMA fighters will win in a street fight when you have MMA fighters like BJ Penn getting their ass knocked out in street fights. Like, ain't no rules in the street. Like, that street analogy is used by people that don't actually be in the street. Because I ain't never seen a motherfucker use a flying, like, all this crazy shit. When you ever seen a motherfucker in a street fight? Yeah, I'm going to do an arm bar. On the pavement? Fuck is you talking about? You might slam somebody. You might slam somebody or hip toss somebody. But a lot of that bullshit you be seeing, like, man, ain't nobody about to lay on here and do all that bullshit. Street fighting quick. Moreover, don't compare a cage with a ref and rules to a street fight. Ain't no motherfucking rules in no street fight, bro. Like, I don't know what street you live on, but ain't no motherfucking ref in no motherfucking street fight. If a motherfucker want to hit you with a crowbar, that's just what the fuck is going to happen. If a motherfucker want to take an aluminum bat out the car and beat you with it, that's just what the fuck is going to happen. Whether we talking about a boxing ring or an octagon, none of that is a parallel for a street fight. Motherfucker could beat you with a 2x4 in a street fight. What is y'all talking about? Cause on fire, gonna push it over the wire. Always chuckle at MMA fans. Yo, look, man, I'm not trying to be like a mean person, but I see who they are. Like, I see who the people that say this type of stuff are. And I see that, like, yo, these is cats that, like, yo, you just watch a lot of anime and shit. Like, you know, you watch a lot of Bloodsport, which admittedly we all watch, but I didn't want to, like, oh, I want to do Kung Fu. Like, nah, bro, you just too size. Like, you too hype. Like, these is cats to watch, like, a lot of Naruto and shit. Old Ken Shamrock videos and shit. Like, I could tell, like, a lot of these, and really, yo, a lot of these cats is like, I don't want to say nothing bad, but it's like, yo, I know who these people are, man. Like, fuck you talking about street fights, man. Like, none of that shit happens in a street fight. The fuck are you talking about? You sooner get poked the fuck up in a street fight before you get put in an armbar. You get poked, your motherfucker jig you up in a street fight before he puts you in an armbar or a flying knee like tiger uppercut. Like, bruh, like what street fight you been in that motherfuckers is doing armbars? You sooner get stabbed right in the chest before a motherfucker puts you in an armbar. Like, what street fight are you talking about, bro? And not for nothing, in a street fight, you like, yo, I see more motherfuckers like just off of regular shit, general principles. You use these more often than not. The fuck you seen motherfuckers doing roundhouses in a street fight? Flying knee, motherfucking arm. Like, what street fight is this? Like, what you been watching? Like karate movies and shit? That shit is not real, bro. Like, how many and I don't like saying shit like that because I don't want to be that guy. Like, I don't want to be like the negative person or the Joe Button, but it's just like, bro, y'all know if you be outside or you been outside or you used to do things and things like that, you know, bro, what fucking street fight are you talking about, bro? Because I like all that shit they do in that little octagon, that shit don't be happening. What the fuck are you talking about? Oh, street fight. Yo, Conor McGregor decked the old man right in his face. Couldn't even knock the man off his bar stool. Stop talking to me about street fights, bro. Out here with that shit. No, we're not talking boxing today, Kelma, so you can leave. That's just real shit. Like, what street fight? What street fight, like, where you do a backhand, like, motherfucker spin and try to hit you? Like, what fucking street fight are you talking about, bro? Motherfucker pick up a rock. Like, what are you talking about? Well, no, in the street fight. Yo, listen, man. If all that shit you said was true, Ben Askren would have been better prepared for a YouTuber. He wouldn't have needed a camp for the shit just to get his ass knocked out anyway. That's just facts, bro. That's just reality. Morning boxing talks, B. Don't they understand that grappling techniques was used by Jack Johnson? Bro, them dudes is not like, look, and I'm just being honest, right? All right. You have boxing fans that really appreciate the sport because of all the layers it has. That you appreciate the sport because, you know, it has different layers and different things and subtleties that the trained eye, or at least the very observant eye, can see. A lot of overzealous MMA fans, and I'm not trying to be fucked up, like, honestly, I'm really not. But a lot of those guys, look at them. What do you see? Like, I'm not trying to be like, honest to God, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but like, yo, when I see them cats, I see cats that like, yo, y'all don't be doing shit. Of course you gonna think this is the shit because you don't be out there and you just wasn't out there doing nothing. Talking about street fights. Who the fuck you ever seen use a fucking arm bar in a street fight? A toe stomp? Who the fuck does that in a street fight? And when I see how hyped they be off that shit, I'm like, yo, I know who y'all are, man. Y'all them dudes that be at home and all of that. And y'all just like, I know who y'all are, man. I know who y'all are. Look, on my block, and this is just me, I don't know if y'all was the same way where you guys are from, but if you did all that grabbing and shit, motherfuckers will break that up. They'll break that up because that was never it. Like, if we shooting a 5 and you just tussling, a lot of tussling, yo, break that shit up. Come on, man, shoot the shit. Break that shit up. All that grabbing and laying on a motherfucker and like, what the fuck? Like, nah, man, motherfuckers are picked like, yo, what the fuck y'all doing? Break that shit up, man. Come on now, let's go. All that shit is what. And I don't want to, like I said, because I really don't like disrespecting people, and I'm not trying to disrespect nobody, but all that grabbing shit has always been for dudes that don't have hands. They're like, if you too slow, you ain't got no snap, you ain't got no hands for whatever reason, you gotta do all that grabbing shit because you ain't got no hands. That's what that has always. When I see that shit, I'm like, well, of course you want to wrestle, motherfucker, because you ain't got no hands. Ben has no hands. My man, Fist of the North Star. He gonna know off top. He going no off top. That's how he used to walk, B. He used to walk like George Jefferson. There ain't no argument. It's just me. Ain't no argument because it ain't an argument, bro. If you gotta do all that grabbing and shit, yo, it's because you ain't got no hands, bro. You got it. And I'm not knocking nobody. That wrestling shit is real shit. Motherfucker hit toss you, a judo flip you, yo. That shit does work. Like, don't disrespect that shit. That shit does work. I'm just saying that a lot of the cats, they're like, yeah, you gotta use your hands and you doing the thing. Yo, it's because you don't have no hands, bro. That's why you want to grab and step on toes and the four-figure naked somersault, rear choke, chicken wing. Like, come on, man. Get the fuck out of here, man. None of that shit happens in a street fight, bro. That's another thing, social, that the Thule come out. That's why I'm like, yo, what environment for street fights is y'all talking about? Because you sooner go and see the Thule come out in a street fight than a rear naked choke. Oh, he did the double riot, the maximum somersault butt cheek kick. Like, nobody, what fucking street does this shit happen in? Because it wasn't happening in my streets. Real shit. Like, I'm like, they always talking about like in the street fight. Listen, man, in the street fight, a right cross will put you out quick before it turn into a fight. Yeah, I'm just being honest. Like, yo, it can happen quick, bruh. Fuck is y'all talking about? Like, I don't want to be fucked up and knock nobody, but I'm like, see, that's how I know that you don't do shit. And I don't want to be mean, but that's how in the street. What are you talking about? That's real shit, Jed. You know what I'm saying? That's real shit. I ain't trying to be mean to nobody. I'm just being honest. Like, a lot of the shit that I be seeing, I'm like, what the fuck are they talking about, bro? You sooner going to see the switch come out than the motherfucking, yeah, motherfucker going to sit there do the tiger upper. Like, what the fuck? That's real shit, DK. Left hooks are great in a stair fight because most people, yeah, exactly. Now, once again, I'm not. You see, this is why I fuck with John, because John knows. That's like my UK cousin. But John knows the average cat. If you go to shoot the shit, the average cat, for whatever reason, they try to lead with their right. They don't lead with their left. The average cat, when they go to shoot their shit, they lead with their right, like they a southpaw, even though they not. That's why the left hook is good to use on them in a regular environment. I'm not talking about a boxing ring, but just ask anybody around you, yo, show your shits. You're gonna see they leading with the right because that's what the average motherfucker does. And we are talking about the average motherfucker. We're not talking about, yeah, you know, BJ Penn, he knows how to twist your toe and do it. Like, man, don't nobody use none of that shit in real life. That shit outside of a motherfucking dojo, ain't nobody using none of that shit. That's why he got knocked the fuck out outside of that bar. Because don't nobody use none of that shit. Battle, then why did BJ Penn get knocked the fuck out? I need answers, Battle. I need the answers. And you can't give them to me. Why did BJ Penn get knocked the fuck out outside a bar? Why is Ben Askren getting knocked out by YouTubers? What's happening? It is, bro. Look, there's certain things that are effective. It's not that, like, I would never diminish the efforts of someone who dedicated their lives, right? I'm not doing that. I'm just saying that the street fight parallel does not apply. MMA in the UFC or Bellator is just as much a sport as boxing because in the street, a lot of shit happens that will not happen in a cage or a boxing ring. That's what I'm trying to say. That, like, what a lot of people like to say is because all the extremities are used and because you got guys using joint locks and shit like that, it's closer to a street fight. No, it's not. You know what's closer to a street fight? Motherfucker taking a Thule out. That's closer. Motherfucker taking the switch out, poking you the fuck up with it. That's what's closer to a street fight. So I don't want to, MMA and beef. You never been in a street fight, so you don't need to talk about that shit. You out here thinking that street fights look like Spider-Man movies. Motherfucking Born Identity. No, nobody does. That shit don't happen in real life, bro. You know what happens? Somebody take the switch out, poke you, and leave you right there. That's what happens. That's real shit, bro. Like, stop telling me that, cause he got a sumo double judo chicken belt or some wild shit. Oh, he's the ultimate street fighter. He's Ryu. Like, bro, stop that shit, man. Stop playing them Capcom games, man. That's why y'all believe a lot of that dumb shit. Because instead of being outside, y'all at home playing Call of fucking Duty and Modern Warfare, and y'all don't be outside. This generation is a generation that really don't be outside. They in the Matrix. There are no mounted police in Birmingham because of a BCFC hooligan killed a horse with a bayonet. Yo, that's exact. Thank you, John. Thank you, John. I'm like, yo, stop telling me about in the street, bro. Do you know how much shit happens in the? I'm just, and I don't want to be that guy. Like, when I was there, I was in wars in the street. Like, I don't want to be that guy. But I'm just being honest. And like, yo, I could tell when motherfuckers say certain shit, like. Okay. MMA fans think boxing, real shit. After a big win, what does Francis Ngannou start calling? He start calling boxers. Like, bro, if our sport that we love is the one that's dying, why the fuck y'all fighters need our fighters to get paid? Not about battle. Right, for that, because of the street fighting shit, right? Think about that. If it happens in the street, there is like no rules and referees and things like that. So what you got to ask yourself is it an adequate parallel to say that one is closer to a street fight than another when you know damn good and well in the street, motherfucker pull out a bayonet and that's all she wrote. That's all she wrote. That's all I'm saying. That one is not a parallel for the other because the same applies to both. If you talking about wild, crazy shit that happens out there in this crazy ass world, there are no rules out there. There's no referee out there. Click clack. I know that fucking shit. Sports are controlled fight. Street. That's exactly what I'm saying, bro. That's what I'm saying. It's real shit. I'm like, yo, stop telling me, like, yeah, in a street fight, the MMA fighter would use the Tiger Crane style and switch over to the Tiger's Claw, and then he would assume the position. Like, man, nobody fucking does none of that shit. The fuck are you talking about? Use the double Lariat and channel Zangief into the Power Stone. Like, that's why y'all believe that shit. Because y'all sitting there watching Attack on Titan and eating popcorn and shit from the microwave. Y'all don't be outside. That's why y'all believe that stupid shit. That's true, Battle. You know it's true. If he uses the stone and uses the Ash Ketchum Powerball and Pikachu comes out, he will then call Joe Rogan to make him a cup of tea. None of that shit happens. Like, none of that shit happens. Daniel Cormier and Joe Rogan is not sitting there on the side of the street calling a fight. You don't got the big steroid referee in real life. All of that is controlled. It's a controlled environment. It is fire. You're right, Michael. I ain't saying that it's not. I'm just saying that a lot of people is watching this shit and they can't distinguish the line of reality and bullshit. Like, yo, dog, like, you can't think this is what happens in real life. Like, if it's people running around, it's closer to a street fight, bro. That's because, yo, I ain't even gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing. Like, all right, bro, you got it. Joe Rogan get excited just because a motherfucker threw a jab. Like, look at the jab on he's throwing the jab. And Brendan Shaw, yeah. Like, man. Bro, listen. BJ and San Juddo, I don't even know who that is. It shouldn't be happening. And that's the point. If it's exactly the way that people say it is, if it's exactly the way that they say it is, then that should not be happening. Now, if it's not the way they say it is, then it makes sense that that's what's happening. If it's not the way that people say it is. But if you want me to believe that you the ultimate motherfucker, you could fucking energy and lasers shoot out of your eyes and shit, all right, I can't believe that, and you out here losing street fights. I thought you was ready for those. I thought you was ready. I seen an old ass Rocky Lockridge knock a motherfucker out in the street. Motherfucker was 54 when he knocked that motherfucker out in the street. I'm saying you get into a fight with a guy who's an MMA fighter, you might as well look around for a broomstick. You saying that, bro. You saying that. I'm not knocking nobody. And I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just say that I don't think about shit like that. And I don't really, I mean, I ain't going to say no. I just don't think about shit like that. Like, I don't like, oh, you are trained in the art of fucking like, this not a kung fu movie, bro. It's not a kung fu movie, bro. Like, nah, man. Like, this motherfuckers be watching, man. Stop bringing up drunk, retired, washed up. I kind of wasn't retired or washed up when he punched that old man in his face, and the old man ain't even get knocked off his stool, bro. Was he, what, he was out of prime too? I seen the video, bro. He punched that old man right in his face 2 times and didn't even move him. So I'm like, come on, man. Stop putting these cats on a pedestal because you don't know better. Because that's what's going on. You put them guys on a pedestal because you don't know better. And he didn't get sucker punched. I fucking watched that video just yesterday. He did not get sucker punched. The dude was right in front of him. He was right in front of him. They was tussling, and then he threw a right hand and the left hand, and he got knocked on his ass. It wasn't no sucker punch. That's what I'm saying, DK. You seen the video? Kind of decked him 2 times. Decked him 2 times. Dude, kept drinking. So stop telling me, stop it, bro. Stop. It wasn't unexpected, battle. He was literally facing the dude. They was fighting. He was facing the dude. And the dude he gave himself a little bit of room, mop, and dropped him. Word, like, it's like, yo, y'all just like them, like, y'all like the idea that, like, yo, y'all like the idea that, like, that shit are really like, yeah, man, if I just train and I train hard and I just take these steroids, I'm gonna be like, nah, man, you still get poked the fuck up out here, man. And that's the sad part. You could do all that shit just so that a motherfucker come up behind you and hit you with a bottle in your head. And then you'll do all that shit in the gym. All that Jingutsu training. You be on the floor with the dude. Now you must use the technique. Just so that when you get outside and it's going down at the bar, my bottle over your head, baseball bat across your face. You doing all that shit for what, bro? Y'all better stop believing that shit. I'm telling you. Stop believing that shit. Now you must use the Jingutsu to defeat the warrior. Bro, you gonna go to a bar, you gonna get in some shit, and somebody gonna hit you with a chair. Do they have a move for that? Is there a technique for a chair to the back of your fucking head? Nah, that's another thing. No, they don't. Most times a motherfucker end up on the ground, but they don't end up on the ground unless you ain't got these. And like I said, I'm not knocking nobody, man. God bless all of y'all. But if you got to do all that shit, all that, hey man, we all different. Use the Steven Seagal technique. That shit is dumb, bro. You doing all that for what? So that you could get hit over the head with a bottle anyway? It'll be like, wash on, wash off, wash. Like, you doing all that shit, bro. And the motherfucker's still gonna hit you with a bottle. Motherfucker's still gonna just, you know what I'm saying? Word right. Word right. Use the tiger crane technique. Use the force. Motherfuckers sitting there watching Dragon Ball Z, screaming at the top of their lungs, waiting for their hair to turn blonde. It's not gonna happen. Come in, come in. That shit is not gonna happen, bro. Like, you gotta outgrow that shit. Come in, come in. But that's, yo, John, you know, because you train. Like, John is a real fit dude in real life, right? He knows, like, yo, a lot of them cats, they don't do none of that shit. Like, nah, they don't be out here. They don't get it on. They don't do nothing out here. They just, you know, they into their shit. And I don't knock their lifestyle. Like it's cool, man. Be who you are. But when people say certain shit, that tells me who they are. So if you sitting around thinking that shit you see on ESPN, that's what be out. Oh, all right. Come in. They think that shit really gonna happen. Screaming at the come in. Better stop that shit. That's not what's out there, bro. It's not. Oh yeah, she might, and I don't want her to get beat. She probably thinks that I hate her, and I think a lot of people think that I hate her. But the last thing I want to see is that woman lose in that octagon. That's the last thing I want to see, and I hope that doesn't happen. Got ripped in half by Mike like the Juggernaut did. That really? That's wow. Yeah, Bruce has been mythified. Bruce has been mythified. A lot of guys have been mythified because it's the sensationalism. People want to believe it. They're like, if I use the techniques of the masters, I will become a man. Like, yo, this is not a fucking movie, bro. You're sitting there doing kata and shit, and none of that shit is gonna work, bro. Motherfucker, come through here with a baseball bat, kick you right in your fucking leg. Like, better stop that shit. If you really want to compete, then compete. But stop thinking that shit out there is anything like that shit. And no, it's not. The fuck are you talking about? My father's in his 50s, number one heavyweight contender in my country. Back him still against any. I dig it, Jed. I dig it. It's just, I see the way that certain conversations, the spectrum that they're in, and I'm like, the fuck is these cats talking about? That shit don't happen out there. Maybe, I don't know. I've seen that argument a lot, right? And the smartest thing I could tell you, Bruce Leroy, is I don't know. Maybe Michael would beat him. Michael got a lot of weight on him, man. Bruce Lee wasn't but 120 something pounds. At the same time, I swear to God, on God, I seen a little op. This was years ago, man. He fought like 7, 8 dudes that was bigger than him, and he was laying them out. The boy couldn't have been more than 150 pounds. So I don't know. I don't know what would happen if they fought. She might, bro. That's real shit. I don't know if he was. I don't know if he wasn't. All I know is that Bruce is known for being a cultural icon. That's what I know. Is he known for being like an elite fighter? There's stories and myths. I don't know how true they are. I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he was like, I can't. This is why I say I will let y'all argue about that because I don't fucking know. I would watch it, but I don't know. Yeah, I seen that shit, man. That shit is shameless, bro. I seen that shit. I see. Yeah, that's that shit, man. Like, yo, low key, right? She thinks I hate her a lot. You know, when if I'm being honest, a lot of the just people that perhaps they think I don't hate her, man. I honestly would like to see her do good, but it's like, yo, the way you go about shit, that's the result you gonna get. The way you go about shit, that's the result. And if you got any shyster tactics at all, anything like that, the universe will repay you for that. Like if y'all tried to make it seem like they didn't want her to fight you, when nah, that's you, bro. That ain't them. That ain't them. They gonna have their fights. They have no shortage of options. If you trying to convince people that they got something to worry about in you, that was like what was going on, and it's like, bro, like, see, that's why shit is happening like that. What you put out there, the universe will give you that right back. That's real shit, be real. Look at what happened to Wilder. Look at what happened to Wilder. He was the first motherfucker laughing at Anthony Joshua when he lost. Now look at where he is now. Where he is. All right, Bam Bam, I see you, yo. No, I'm not buying that dumb shit. There's a large amount of anecdotal. Bruce was a street fighter, but when you hear about it, he didn't do what he did on Screed. He got dirty. I dig it. I did a video on that shit. It's up right now. I did a video on that shit. I ain't gonna get into that shit because I did a video on that shit. We'll see. We'll see. Because there's room for both, so we'll see, Doc. Anyway, that's all for right now. This has been very entertaining. Gentlemen, always a pleasure.